Where does the Conservative Party go from here?
After a virtual caucus vote, Conservative MPs entered their new reality of life without Erin O'Toole as their leader.
This is not a good day for our movement. This is not a good day for Erin.
So, it's been a tough day. I supported Erin O'Toole. I think he's done a good job under very difficult circumstances.
Months after their party lost the election, Conservative MPs chose to oust their leader. And it was a decisive result. 62% said he had to go.
I stepped down as leader of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition and leader of the Conservative Party of Canada.
Out as leader, but O'Toole says he'll stay on as an Ontario MP.
I pledge my support and unwavering loyalty to our next leader.
O'Toole divided his party, but in the House of Commons, tributes from political adversaries.
There is a lot we don't agree on for the direction of this country, but he stepped up to serve his country, and I want to thank him for his sacrifice.
O'Toole is a four-term MP who led the party in one election, in 2021. He faced mounting criticism about shifting positions on the carbon tax, balanced budgets, and assault-style firearms in the campaign. Some Conservatives say he lost that election by every measure. The party lost 500,000 votes compared to 2019, but also lost seats in vital regions, like the area around Toronto, Alberta, and British Columbia. So the priority now for Conservatives, uniting to move on.
The decision is done. We're going to move on now. We're not going to look backwards. We're going to look forwards to the future.
I think it's time for our party to get reunited and get back on the same page here, and I think you're going to see that.
Some say it's easier said than done.
It's going to be a bloody tough job. Bloody tough job.
So next, the Conservative Party will launch a race for a permanent leader, and the party president says they want that person in place by the end of this year, Ian.
And so, Hannah, who might want that job?
Well, you don't have to look far. You just look inside caucus, and there are some names already floating about. There's Pierre Poilievre, Leslyn Lewis, as well as Marilyn Gladu. But you can't rule out some other prominent Conservatives as well, like MP turned Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown. And then also look at people like Peter MacKay, because Peter MacKay just lost to Erin O'Toole a mere 18 months ago. And then finally, there are some people who are quickly removing their name from that list, like Rona Ambrose, former cabinet minister, as well as a former interim leader. Ian. All
right, Hannah, thank you.
Quite welcome.
Let's bring in our chief political correspondent, Rosemary Barton. And Rosie, take us inside that room as Erin O'Toole tried to stay on as leader.
It was an unprecedented moment, Ian, a party leader being confronted in a very open way by his caucus following those rules of the Reform Act that they adopted. It was a virtual room, but certainly as it started, there was a sense from O'Toole detractors they probably had enough votes to get rid of him. Didn't seem to be quite as clear to O'Toole and his team, though. Over 3 hours, 20 people spoke on both sides, about 20 people. O'Toole was allowed to address caucus, and multiple sources say that it was a rather desperate speech, that he tried very hard to convince people up until the end that he deserved to stay. And people who were there say that the speech was kind of a turn-off moment in terms of leadership, and that some people even decided to vote him out after hearing it.
So now with the next race for Conservative leadership, what are we looking for?
Party direction is sort of the question. Any Conservative you talk to today says they're relieved this didn't go on for weeks and months, but that's about the only point they agree on. What would be a mistake here is for the Conservative Party to just change leader and not examine anything else about who the party is, who it wants to appeal to, how to broaden its voter base to form government. O'Toole made mistakes, for sure, but some of those mistakes represent more existential questions for the party, and they need a leadership race that is going to deal with those issues directly.
All right, and we'll see you later in the program. Thanks.
Thanks, Ian.